afternoon.
Todd, what were you able to accomplish this week, the coaches, in terms of doing either some self-scouting or look ahead to the Browns and maybe other opponents that are coming up, or both?
Well, we did a lot of self-scouting, number one. Obviously, we try to get a head start next week, well, this week now in Cleveland, so we got a lot of work done that way.
I don't know, in your self-scouting, if there was anything that really jumped out to you that you'd be willing to share, anything maybe that you hadn't previously noticed about yourselves?
No, it's been kind of the same. We kind of do it every week. It was just the totality of it and learning how we can get better with the guys we got and using them the correct way.
Todd, now that the bye week is over with, you're in your stretch run. What kind of timetable are you looking at with Ryan Jensen? Is there a chance that he could play in the regular season, or what's his outlook look like?
They haven't told me anything right now. We're going without him. We expect to go without him. If he gets better somehow, then we'll welcome him back. But right now, we're going with everybody we got.
Todd, from an offensive standpoint, you guys had not done a lot of things right. Third down conversions, third and short, red zone, scoring, et cetera. It seems like a lot of those ills got cured in Germany against the Seattle Seahawks. Do you feel like the arrow is pointing up for your offense based on, checking a lot of those boxes and getting the win?
Well, we got the win, but we got to do it every week. We got 7 games left, so we just got to produce, and we got to execute every week going forward. So we're 5-5. We know what our record is. We know what we got ahead of us, and we're working on them things. We just got to do it consistently.
Todd, how does the running back situation change, if at all, with Rashad's game in Germany and just how he's improved and what he can bring to you?
Well, you saw what he can bring. He's very athletic. He gives us a lot. Lenny gives us a lot as well. Depending on who gets hot at what certain time, we'll ride that hand. So right now, we need everybody back there, Sneak included, with Gio coming back. So we got guys, if they get in the game and they get going pretty good, we'll probably leave them in there.
How is Leonard? It's obvious that Luke's practicing again. What's your plan at left guard going forward? Will those guys compete? Has Nick played well enough to keep the job?
Well, it's Luke's first day. He's got to get acclimated. His first day in pads, so we'll see as the time goes by. Right now, we plan on starting Leverett, and Nick's not ready right now. It's his first day back in pads.
So I just want to follow up with Rick on the running backs. How is Leonard? Does he have any limitations? I know he had the hip situation in Germany.
He's sore right now.
Where is he at on Sunday?
He's pretty sore. We'll see how the week goes. If he progresses and gets better to where he can run full speed, then he'll play. If not, then he won't.
We had a lot of discussion in the last few weeks about, Devin White and a bad game here, or, and we know what he did under extraordinary circumstances really last week and even the week before. What does it say about, the guy that, has shown resiliency, taken to heart whatever was said to him and produced the way he has?
Well, for us, we've never had a problem with Devin here in the building, so, we don't look at it that way at all. Anybody on our team can have 1 or 2 bad plays. The fact that he got scrutinized, that's just the way football goes, but we expect everything from him. He's one of our leaders. He's one of our best players. He produces for us every week at a full clip. Everybody has full confidence in him, and we expect him to be ready to go Sunday just like he was in Germany.
The bye week is obviously good for rest and recovery, but he also had a good head of momentum coming out of 2 straight wins. Is there a key to kind of getting right back to that and starting Sunday with the progress and with the improvement you guys have made the last 2 games?
It's just focus, getting our focus back. After having a week off, get your focus back, get used to hitting again, understanding what our mission is going forward.
I know you study a lot of teams around the league, and you've been a coach for a long time, and there's some teams that seem to be able to kind of ace coming out of the bye week, whereas other teams sometimes appear sluggish. Maybe they're not mentally locked in. What is the key to ensuring everybody is mentally locked in and they're ready to go on Sunday?
Really, it's just execution. Everybody's locked in. Some people make better plays than others, and we make an excuse as if people weren't locked in or weren't ready to play. We know what our schedule is. We know who we play. We don't take anybody for granted. We understand where we got to be, and going forward, we'll be ready to play on Sunday.
Todd, your run defense has certainly improved over the last couple of games, the Rams and the Seahawks games. You're going to face a big-time challenge, right, with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt and the way they run the ball in Cleveland.
It's going to be tough. They got two good runners. They got a great offensive line. Their tight ends and receivers block as well. They've been in the top 5 the last couple of years, and it's going to be a challenge for our guys. Gap control, understanding where we got to be. But when you do that, they have play action passes and throw the ball. They have a great screen game, and they got some good receivers outside. So all the way around, we're going to have to be disciplined.
What made the difference? Obviously, they were really good. You guys were really good at stopping the run in Germany. What made the dip when you look at your defense and it was kind of that shutdown, run-stopping defense that people are used to seeing here? What was the biggest difference for them in Germany?
Just gap control. Everybody doing their job. It was just gap control, nothing special.
How encouraged were you by the fact that Julio Jones has now finished a couple of games, the speed he showed on the touchdown? If he can stay healthy, which has always been the knock the last few years, what that having a third receiver like that would do you?
It's great to have him here healthy. Finally getting healthy gives us another guy that they can't really double Mike and Chris all the time, and he's very good in the run game as well. He can do a lot of things for us, and just got to keep him upright that way. He's been good the last couple games. He's been good this off week, so we'll just try to keep him healthy going forward.
Todd, we didn't see Vita out there during our viewing session. Is he okay?
He did not practice. He has a foot. We'll see how it goes during the week.
How about Russell Gage?
He did not practice.
Do you know, has he been able to make any progress, throughout the bye week? Is he farther along than he was previously?
He's getting better. He looks better. We'll see how it goes.
Overall, coming back from a trip like that, do you think it can actually be like a bonding? I mean, you guys seem to play probably one of your best games over there. Do you think there was something to it, actually, being all together like that, in a trip like that?
I think it was a great experience. Everybody looked forward to it. I don't know, not many of us have been over to Munich, so it was a great experience. The crowd was great, the energy was great, and it got everybody going. The fact that we were able to win the game is a great momentum booster. Then you get a week off, so now you got to pick back up and forget about that trip and move forward from there.
Anything else?
I'm not asking you to telegraph what you guys are going to do on Sunday or anything, but in your self-scouting for the bye week, were there areas that you've identified that you aren't planning on making changes this week, or?
Well, we make changes every week. We identify areas every week. It's not just the bye week. We don't wait to try and make changes. You make changes, some of them don't work. That's just football. Some of them don't work, some of them do. So we keep tinkering in that department, trying to find the right formula for everything.
Okay.
Yep.
Happy birthday.
Hi guys, how you doing? What's happening? Happy Thanksgiving.
Too. Did the kids like their gifts from Germany?
They did. Thanks. Yeah.
Tom, offensively, a lot of things had not been going right for you guys, whether it be red zone or third down, short yardage, touchdowns rather than field goals, et cetera. But in Munich, it seemed like a lot of those boxes were checked. Touchdowns rather than field goals. You guys are converting high percent on third down. Do you feel like this offense is, the arrow's pointing up and you guys are moving in the right direction?
I think the most important thing to realize it's week to week too. You know, it's as good as that was. It was one game, and you know, you got to build on it. So you got to put together a bunch of those games. So we just got to keep the pressure on, practice hard, prepare hard. You know, ultimately, when you go out there, play your ass off, and you know, see what we can make of it. So, you know, we got a big stretch ahead, and it starts this week in Cleveland. It's gonna be a tough game, tough, hard-nosed football team, tough, hard-nosed city. They're fighting hard, so we've got to figure out how to go out there and win it.
Before the Germany game, you had said on your podcast you kind of wanted to see more effort. Was that something that you saw in Germany?
Thought we did it. You know, again, it was 2 weeks ago, so you know, we just got to play. We got to play hard. We got to give everything we got. So Byron made a good point today. We got 7 games. We got 21 practices, and we're 5-5. It's not obviously a great record, but could be worse, could be better. Doesn't really matter. Our whole season's ahead of us, and we got to go out there and we got to play well. And if we do it, you know, we'll feel good about, you know, what happens. If we don't, we'll feel very disappointed. So, you know, it's all ahead of us. It's going to be up to us what we make of this season, and it starts this week.
How do you guys, you've had a lot of bye weeks yourself over the years, and you guys had 1, 2 in a row going in. For you, is there a key to building momentum when you have a week away to lose some of the momentum of what you guys had?
Like I said, I think every week is a new week. There's different challenges, and you know, I think we're relatively fresh and healthy, and you know, we got to go play well. So we got to play with great intensity and effort and enthusiasm, and we got to go execute well, and we got to throw and catch it. We got to finish our blocks on the run game. We got to make tackles. We got to get to the quarterback. You got to do all the things that winning football really demands. And I think the hard part about football season is it's a marathon, and everyone's got to buckle down and give everything they got. And I think this time of the year, some teams get worse and stop believing and lose hope, and other teams do the opposite. And I think that's where you really see, you know, whether it's a championship boxing match, whether it's football season, whether it's, you know, the middle of the third quarter of a game, you know, it's when you begin to separate yourself. You can't really separate yourself 4 games in, but when you get to 12 games in, you can start to do that. And, you know, we got to play well.
Sorry. Julio Jones has finished a couple games now, and we saw him make the play and run really fast to you. And,
Yep.
Obviously, health is the biggest thing with him, but when you have that element to go with Mike and Chris, how much harder is that on the defense? And they can't double all those guys, right?
Yeah, really important. And, you know, I just think it's production outside of what, you know, Chris does and what Mike does. And you know, that third receiver position, who's ever in there, has to be productive. And the tight end position made some plays too, which helps their production. The run game helps their production. So, you know, you always look at 400 yards offense as kind of a baseline number. Well, how do you get there? You know, you throw for 250, you got to rush for 150. You throw for 300, you got to rush for 100. So if you run for 150, you know, you got to, and you throw for 300, you've had a hell of a day. And you still got to throw that 350 to somebody, and they got to catch for 350 too. So, you know, if Chris and Mike go for 90 each, you still got to come up with 170. So it's third receiver, it's tight end, it's running backs. Everyone's got to figure out how to produce and add to that kind of yardage total. And then ultimately it comes down to third down, scoring points in the red area. And that's where you see numbers pick up. And turnovers, you can't score if you turn the ball over. So that's why it's a team game. It's an ultimate team game. The better you run it, you know, the less pressure it puts on the pass game. If you're not running it, then you got to throw for 400. Well, that's hard to do. It's hard to throw for 400. But, you know, we're going to a place that has inclement weather. We're going to have to run it well. We're going to have to, when we pick our spots throwing, we're going to have to throw it well. And we're going against a team that, you know, got a good pass rusher, good cover guys. They played really hard, and, you know, it's going to be a tough game.
Tom, you've been on a 7-5 team that made a run, won the Super Bowl. You've been on a 5-5 team that made a run and won the Super Bowl. Is that something you stress to the guys, like, hey, what we're trying to accomplish is not unprecedented here?
I don't think you even think that far ahead. I mean, I think it's kind of pointless. You got to think about what's in the moment and what we have ahead of us this week, and it's a tough game and it's a tough opponent. So, everyone wants to jump ahead and think about things that are so far down the road. It's kind of a waste of time. I mean, really just focus on having a good practice, correct what we messed up, put together 3 good days of practice, and then be prepared to play a game that's, you can only win 1 game this week, and that game's on Sunday. So build what we can to make sure we play our best Sunday.
Tom, you mentioned building, and when you said inclement weather in Cleveland and how important running the ball is going to be, how important was it then to be coming off the game where you guys were able to run it as effectively as you did there going into this game?
Yeah, it's super important, and that was great that we ran it like that. But we're gonna need to do that every week. That's just the reality. We're gonna have to control the line of scrimmage and make yards running and make people miss and finish blocks and not get penalties and be balanced. And the games where we've done that, we've done a really good job. Where we haven't, it's been a struggle.
Tom, what have you seen from Nick Leverett? A couple games now, left guard for you. He's a bit of an energizer bunny in there,
Yeah.
with this personality. But what do you see when you look at him on film and when he's in front of you just doing his thing?
Yeah, he's done a good job, and certainly, the communication's really important. He does a good job of that. Kind of has a little bit of a center background to him, and everyone has a lot of confidence in Nick, and goes in there and he fights his tail off. So it's all you can ask for, and everyone loves having him in there. He's working really well with Donnie, working well with Haynes, and he's done a great job.
May I ask what you're most thankful for this Thanksgiving?
It's a good question. I'm thankful for a lot. I have a lot of blessings in my life. I'm a very, very lucky guy. So
We saw Jack out with you today. How
Yep.
cool was that to have him with you?
it's the best. I had him out here for training camp last year, which was amazing for a dad. So it was pretty special. Just love having him. And as much as I can be around him, the better it is. So.
You told us that Rachaad White, as a rookie, you were watching him since he's got here. He carries around his notebook.
Yep.
And he's almost like a quarterback. He had a really good game, and I know it takes everybody.
Yep.
But how good do you think he can do? And he was telling us that in the NFL, as you go on, you need a couple of running backs. So, the progress that he's made, and what are you seeing, Tom, from Rachaad?
He's done a good job, and when he's got his opportunities, really take advantage of it. I think he's a hard-working guy. He means a lot, cares a lot. He's got a good skill set in the run game and the pass game. He's done a great job for us, and I think just more of what we saw, that's what we'd all love to see, more of it, and every week we'd love to see that. And, if we can get that from him and Lenny and Gio and Sneak, I mean, it's a good backfield. All right, thank you guys. Happy Thanksgiving.